This is Argo, which is an array of more than 3,500 floating measuring devices all around the world's oceans, which collect data in 10-day cycles. The motivation for starting this project was that for the longest time, oceanographers have had the problem of measuring ocean properties in weird places like areas where ships don't often pass or near the poles. In around 1990, Russ Davis of the Scripps Institution of Oceanography in California and Doug Webb of Webb Research Corporation developed neutrally buoyant floats for what was called the World Ocean Circulation Experiment, and this inspired the development of all these other designs. How do these measuring devices work? Argo floats have satellite antennas, measuring devices, circuit boards, motors, stability discs, and small pumps for hydraulic fluid. They begin the 10-day cycle of measuring at the surface and sink to approximately 2,000 meters within a day, and they do this by manipulating their buoyancy. As they descend, they can be programmed to measure salinity, temperature, and depth. Some even have other more complex sensors. From days 2 to 9, they wait at 2,000 meters measuring temperature. Then they float up within a day, measuring water properties again. At the surface, they send all their data back to the research institution of their origin, and this information gets published online for anyone to access. Each machine can continue collecting data for 4 to 7 years, after which they sink to the bottom of the sea and lie there as garbage. A patent related to this was way back in 1994, where they patented the general idea of a floater. Its purpose was to collect oceanic data or freshwater data. It has a submersible housing, a sensor or several sensors, data storage, a dive control system, which is a really vague description. It has some sort of communication system to some sort of remote site and has a locating system. This patent includes rechargeable power or an energy collection system, which was not actually implemented since it can run on very little battery for 4 to 7 years. The applications of the information you can get from Argo floats include how you have near real-time monitoring of, say, the effects of ENSO events. Oil and gas industries can use this information, especially that information about swells. Shipping industries can use data about current speeds and directions. And for the Philippines specifically, we can use a lot of this information for fishing, since temperature can say a lot. We can also explore water body movement. For example, I made these plots and I'm showing them not to promote myself, but to demonstrate how this information is really accessible to anyone who's really interested. For example, water bodies tend not to mix very much, but studies, and so you can really trace where the water comes from. For example, in these plots, the dark blue corresponds to the North Pacific water and orange corresponds to water from the Sulu Sea. And studies have shown that, or theorized that, water from the North Pacific, or the dark blue, mixes with the orange dots, or the water from the Sulu Sea, in the Sulawesi Sea, or what corresponds to the green dots. And in the plots on the left, you see that there's a tendency for the blue dots to be on the right of the green dots and the orange dots to be on the left of the green dots. So the green dots are in the middle of the orange and dark blue dots. And this shows how the water from the Sulu Sea enters into the Sulawesi Sea, and the waters from the North Pacific enter into the Sulawesi Sea, and these two mix and exit through what's called the Indonesian through flow. Thank you.